Oh, actually, no. I didn't realize. I thought I had this on. Like, I had this on like this. Hello, that was a good start. Welcome to the Sky Spirit channel. Like, I am so pleased that I wasn't picking my nose there because, like, I didn't realize I was live. I thought I had my little moon on and music, and I didn't. I was like, oh, what's that? What's that? That was great. Right, so welcome to the Sky Spirit channel. How are you doing? That's a great start to the new format, evening show, evening stream. So we're having a little bit of a change around because I thought, we'll swap it around a bit and see how the evening um sort of time works for people, because I know that there's a lot of subscribers who come from America, and I don't think the morning show is a particularly good match for people. So I thought we'd try this and see how it goes. So thank you to everybody for being here. It's the first time that we've done this in the evening, so it might be quiet. Or we might have an influx of people just desperate to have their questions answered by the universe using the tarot as a conduit. Um, if you are new to the channel, then please subscribe. Thank you for being here. What we do on this channel is we get answers to your burning and not so burning questions using the tarot cards. And we start with a collective reading, and then we do like a pick a card style thing where you can concentrate on your questions and we try to get answers for you. If you're watching this as a recording, that would have been a very strange start for you to see my concentration face thinking that I wasn't live. But I wanted to stress, if you are watching this as a recording, you can still ask the questions and get the answers. It's still relevant because there is no past, present, future when you come to dealing with powers and the universe and all those wonderful things. So if you are meant to be here, whether you're watching live or whether you're watching this as a recording, you've been brought here. Perhaps you had a nudge from a spirit guide to get you here for a particular answer. Who knows? The universe is filled with endless possibilities. And I've just realized that I can see the chat on the screen, but I can't see it. Oh, I've pressed a button and it's all gone. Very strange. Okay, right. We're just gonna not press that. Right, I'm just gonna have to look at it on the screen like everybody else. Oh no, I can't because I've got to answer questions. Right, just bear with me. We're having a slight technical hitch here. Oh, this is just not worked out very well at all, has it? Right. Just feel free to chat amongst yourselves. I'm just having to sort something out here, which I should have checked um, before I started, but I can't understand why this isn't working because it normally works, but it isn't. No, that's completely wrong. Dear me. To get rid of that. Oh gosh, it's still there. No, that's the wrong one. This is going swimmingly well, isn't it? Why can't I see the chat? I don't know. I think we might just have to I might just have to look at it on the screen because I can't fix this. I don't know what's happened to it. Well, that's off to a good start, isn't it? I've got funny concentration face and the chat going mad. So, right, before we get into this, I wanted to make an amazing announcement that we now have a brand new sister server Discord channel, and Shark ALG is putting the link into the chat right now. So if you want to join a group of like-minded people for who are amazing for support and humor and just probably they never sleep. So no matter where you are in the world, there's generally probably going to be somebody there to talk to. So if you wanted to sort of have this as a continuation and keep in touch with these wonderful people who are in the chat, then please do follow the link and join the sister Discord server. And you'll get a warm welcome as long as you're a nice person. If you're a horrid person, you'll get the boot. So hello and welcome, Bailey. How are you? Right, I'm going to move on now. So we're going to start with a collective reading. So I'm going to put down 3 cards and we're going to look at a little narrative. So you could find that this reading is pinpoint precision targeted at you. So if you have a burning question and your spirit guide perhaps wants to get an answer to you, this could be the ideal way for them to do it. Yeah, so you might find this reading is very relevant to you, or you might find that it isn't. It might just be it's for somebody else today, or it could be that it's just more general. All right, just go with it, we'll see what comes out here. So shuffling the cards here, and we're going to go for the 3 card reading. Then we'll go into the normal pick a card reading. Right, let's go for it. See, I'm all over the place because I've changed the time. It's like just not running smoothly so far, is it? Damn it. Right, what do we have here? We have the 5 of Swords, we have the King of Pentacles reversed, and then we have the Hierophant. Now these are a bit of a paradox, these cards, and they're a bit strange. And the interpretation of these, first of all, we're going to look at the fact that whoever this is intended for, it feels like there has been a conflict and there's some regret. It's like something that's happened in the past that you regret, words that have been spoken, things that have been done, which now you look back on and think, perhaps this could have been done differently, because what we have here is a reversed king, and it feels like it's unsettled your sovereignty over yourself and feeling like you're in control of things. It feels like it might have tipped you out of your throne, so to speak, and it feels like there's amends that need to be made over something. So something from your past, something that is a conflict or something that you've said that you now regret. It's that feeling of, if you look at that card, that guy he's won the battle. Yeah, they had a big sword fight on the beach here, and he basically nicked these blokes' swords, and they're off into the sea, like heads down, like, oh, we're defeated. And he's like, yay, I won. But then he looks over his shoulder, and it's because he's thinking, all right, I won, but was it worth it? Was it worth the winning? It's like a hollow victory to him. He's sort of filled with regret about how things went and things like that. So what we need is we need to put this situation right. Now, this is indicated by the fact that we've got this reversed king. So it feels like it's become a situation that's made you feel less of a person, if you see what I mean. It's like when you do something that you later regret and it makes you feel a little bit bad about yourself, so it knocks your crown off, makes you feel like you weren't as good as you could have been, or you could have treated somebody differently. So how do we put that right? Okay, so we've got the Hierophant. Now the Hierophant is also, like, it's called the Pope as well, and he's about tradition, and he's about structure, and he's about doing things the right way. So it's a little bit of a strange message from these 3 cards today, but I think what we're seeing here is the need to use some sort of official channel to put things right. So it feels like there's going to have to be like a formal apology or some kind of reaching out in writing, or perhaps, I mean, we don't write letters anymore, do we? But like a message or something in writing, a text message, even something like that. But it feels like a really sort of structured route to overcoming this problem and perhaps making amends with somebody. So I haven't seen this come out since we started this. I started doing this back in February, so there's not been a similar message to this. So I get the feeling it's quite relevant to somebody who might be struggling with that feeling of, what did I do? Why did I do that, sort of thing? And a little bit of regret over it as well. So put it right, be the Hierophant. Now the Hierophant is also about, it's sacrifice as well. So it's things can be awkward, can't they, when you apologize? And reaching out to somebody after things have gone wrong can feel really awkward. But it's like the Hierophant's like, okay, it's time to sort of man up a bit and reach out and make that apology and put right this situation, because that's going to be how you will feel like Mr. King of Pentacles again, like in charge and feeling better about yourself. And my chat has completely stopped now, so I don't know what it is going. I don't know what's going on with it. I'm going to have another go at fixing it, so just bear with me because I really need to see it on the screen. And why isn't it there? It's because it's over there. Right, I've sussed it. I just need to faff on with it. Just a moment, please. Because what, it's got this silly... Oh, right, at the moment, although you can't see it, I'm moving all these daft windows around on the screen and they're all clicking back to where they're not supposed to be. Detach, that's what I want. Do you know, it's never done this before. And it's like, I was sitting feeling quite nervous about this because I'd changed the time. I don't know why, it just sort of felt a bit weird. It's gone back. And now here I am, like completely messing it all up. Bear with me. Yes, yes, I've done it. I've done it. I can see it. Thank the Lord. And the tarot gods, of course. Awesome. Right. Back on track. Okay. If you're watching this as a recording, just ignore the fact that that just happened and pretend that it's all very professional and everything's going swimmingly. Right, what we're going to do now is we are going to, I hope everybody's joined that Discord server, by the way, if you're watching and you're not already a member, especially Mr. Steve. This is a new one, so you should be there, Mr. Steve. Right, we're now going to go into the pick a card part of the stream. So what we do here, if you're new to this channel, is I'm going to put down on this screen, I shall put down, so you shall see them on here, 12 sets of 2 cards. Now, what you need to do, your part in this, is to think about your burning question or your trivial question or whatever it is that you want to know. Perhaps you just want some guidance from the universe. Perhaps you don't even know what your question is and you just want to leave your mind open, okay? But sort of be open to accepting guidance from the universe. Now I'm going to put the 12 sets of cards down and then we will go through them, and in random order I'll interpret them, and what should happen is that you should get some insight or guidance, perhaps answers to your questions from the universe. After we've done that, we'll do some live questions. Now that I can see the chat, that will be possible. And let me have a look on TikTok, see what's going on there. Is there anything? Oh, hello, we've got 2 viewers on TikTok. Hurrah. I still don't know how I've managed to destroy TikTok. There used to be a lot of people on there, and I don't know if I got shadow banned for drinking out of a glass, because I kept getting messages about it, like my stream might feature alcohol or something, even though it wasn't, it was just a glass. So I don't know what's happened. We'll have to fix it at another time. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to move this, put this on. There we go. Right, so we're going to put the cards down first of all. Remember, you're going to now choose a number between 1 and 12, or you can have more than one number. We are not stingy with numbers on this stream. And then we'll move into interpreting them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe I'm a bit rusty because like it's evening time and not morning time, because I'm definitely more of a morning person. I feel a bit sort of, things just aren't going smoothly. Do you know what I mean? Right, so that's 12. Then we go around again. I feel like I'm having to concentrate more and things just aren't flowing for me. I don't know why that is, but it might be something to do with it being... Right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to go through the interpretations. Keep your question or open your mind to receive whatever guidance the universe or your guides think that you need. So let's go and do the interpretation. So we're going to go to number 11 first of all. What do we have, number 11? We have the Six of Cups reversed and we have the Page of Swords. So what do these cards mean? Well, the Six of Cups reversed says to me that the answer that you're seeking is not in the past. Now, the Page of Swords is youthful curiosity. He's a knowledge seeker. He's somebody that goes out and does his research. He's somebody that goes and digs around on Google and finds the answers. He's somebody who does not take no for an answer. He literally goes out and sorts things out and finds out for himself. He's knowledge seeker. He's never put off by the fact that, oh, you're not going to be able to work that out. You're not going to be able to do that, because he's a page. He's a child. Children don't suffer from that lack of self-confidence. They just do it. That's what the page is doing. So the message from these two cards, remember we're reading contextually, is the answers that you are seeking, what you're looking for, is nothing to do with the past, and it's not something that you've already encountered. All right, so whatever it is that you're looking for, it's nothing to do with the past, which means that what you have to do now is draw a line between your now and your then, and then we just keep on this side of the line, because the answers are here and in your future. They're not something that you've already done. They don't involve somebody from your past. So if you were considering, let's say, for example, a literal example, you'd met somebody online that you used to go to school with, and you're considering having a relationship with them. These cards would be saying, okay, let's have a dig around for some information about how you can improve your life, but the answer isn't with this person from the past. Okay, it would be talking about, let's go and find out new ways of getting out and socializing and meeting new people. If you were looking for an answer, something to do with business, for example, you're starting a new business. If you were thinking about two things, one that you'd done in the past, so it was sort of the road more well traveled, or if you were considering, perhaps I should try something new, it would be go and try the new thing. Go out, learn, seek that new knowledge to move you forward, because the answer to your dilemma and your issue is not in the past. It's all about the future for you. So be like the page, be confident, be bold, be childlike, be full of inspiration and full of confidence, and go out and find out what you need to know. So that was number 11. So where do we go now? We're going to go to number 1. Number 1, we've got the Queen of Pentacles reversed, and we've got the Four of Pentacles reversed. Right, okay, who's chosen number 1? Number 1, what we've got here is a financial imbalance or unsettled feeling, all right? Because particularly if we look at that card there, that's the Four of Pentacles. You see, he keeps his money very close to his chest, all right? But when it's upside down, it's like, this is the kind of card you'd see if you were if you were one of those people. There's some people that money just sticks in their hands. They just make money effortlessly, and others, like myself, you just seem to, it just runs through your fingers like you're trying to catch peas. They're just all over the place and you can't hold them, or water. It's just, this is what this card symbolizes. It's like money out of balance, money running through your fingers, not being in control of your finances. Now that is further indicated by the Queen of Pentacles reversed, because this is indicating that you're losing control of your finances, and there has to be a sort of gathering of your gathering of information and getting that control back again. All right, so you're being asked to assume the crown, put your crown back on, because it feels like you've let this get on top of you. You've let things ride. This would be, you would see this kind of you might see these cards in a reading if somebody had they had financial problems, but what they were doing was burying their head in the sand and not addressing them, because that would be the Queen unseated. It would not, then not taking control and not sort of approaching them in a like way that the Queen would, which would be like, right, I'm going to sort this, I'm going to pay this and do this, or I'm going to contact these people and tell them I can't pay them, and sort of sorting it out. But what this indicates is that's not being done. It's like there's a reluctant to acknowledge some kind of issue to do with it could be finances, it could as easily be something else to do with security. When we look at pentacles, we often look at things to do with jobs, housing, cars, possessions, those material things, and the things that we do to pay for them. Yeah, so it's like the things that keep us rooted in life as well. So whatever it is, it feels like it's unsettled, it feels like it's out of balance, and it feels like you're not in control of it. So the message from these cards is put your crown back on and take control, because otherwise things tend to just start getting faster and faster, and more sort of more and more wheels fall off, don't they, until you're just like scooting along the floor on the bones of your ass. So it's best to stop the chariot of chaos before then. So put your crown back on, number one. Number two. Number two, what do we have? We've got the Nine of Pentacles reversed, and we've got the Magician reversed. I'm not liking these reversals, but I'm feeling a bit reversed this evening. I feel like I've got a blockage somehow. Don't know what it is. So let's continue. What do we have? Nine of Pentacles reversed and Magician reversed. Right. These cards, again, similar to number one, we're talking about not being in control of a situation, but particularly this feels like you're giving what are we, number two? It feels like you're giving the control to somebody else. You're allowing somebody else to make decisions for you, or they're putting ideas in your head and you're allowing them to influence your decision making. Now, it's potentially about, again, pentacles, so it's potentially about wealth, position, possessions, perhaps work, stability in your domestic life. But this Nine of Pentacles reverse talks about dependence. It's like allowing somebody else to run the show, and that is further confirmed by that reversed Magician, because he's like, magician up that way is all powerful. Yeah, he's the master manifester, and he takes things from his dreams and makes them real. But when he's upside down, he's a demasculated magician. Is it demasculated or emasculated? It's demasculated, I think. But he has no power. It's like the power's been taken from him. And that card is about giving your power to somebody else, allowing them to make decisions for you, becoming dependent on somebody else. So the message from these cards, number two, is what are you playing at? You need to resume control of your own life, okay? Stop allowing somebody else to run it for you, or stop being influenced by somebody else's decisions, or perhaps their wants from you, perhaps their sort of demands on you are making you sort of feel more dependent on them, that you sort of, it feels like you're giving them more headspace than you should be, and you're allowing them to have more influence than you should, because the Nine of Pentacles, she's like the Queen of Pentacles. She's a very similar figure to the Queen of Pentacles up this way, in that she is independent, she is like multitasking, she's in charge of her life, of her finances. She, does everything her way. She has a beautiful garden, she has a lovely dress, she even has a pretty little bird on her finger. And this is all ways to show that she is enjoying an opulent life. She likes luxury, she pays her own way, she pays her bills, she's the independent woman. All right, this way up, not so much. She's handing that power to somebody else, and that confirmed by that Magician. The message is take back your power and manifest your true Nine of Pentacles Queen, who is the woman in charge. I say woman, it could be a man, who is the person in charge of their own life, in charge of their own finances, and in charge of their own destiny. All right, stop giving your power to somebody else, number two. Oh, clicked on the wrong thing again. I am not with it tonight, I really am not. Number three, what do we have? I'm sick of these reversals, I really am. Ace of Pentacles reversed and Five of Pentacles reversed. Five of Pentacles reversed isn't so bad, to be fair. So what do these cards mean? Right. We have something which you thought, this is number three, something which seemed like a good start, something that you thought, right, finally things are going right. We look at that hand coming out of the clouds, it's like this is when you're handed an opportunity, but when this reversal happens, it's like there was a stumbling block. It was like, whoa, we're going to get off the ground, it's happening, we're starting, the wheels are in motion. We're going to get things moving. This is a new opportunity. Everything seems to be going all right, finally. But then all of a sudden there's this, oh, okay, right, we've stalled. Now, the good news is that we have this Five of Pentacles reversed. Now, the Five of Pentacles, when it's up this way, it's about loss, often material loss. But there's always a message with this card, is that help is at hand. Because if you look at the illustration, always look at the illustrations in tarot because they tell you the story. These two people are disappearing in a snowstorm. They've been booted out their house and they've had to trudge through the snow to find somewhere else to live. And the man even has a wooden leg, and like, so he's like slipping all over in the snow and he's not having a great time. But this behind them, this door here and this window are symbolic of like a church. And in the old days, like the church was the sanctuary. Yeah. So what this card means is like there is help there. There was help right there for them, but they literally didn't see it. They just wandered past it. Now, even better news, when this is upside down, what it means is change, and it usually means change for the good. This means that what was lost is returning to you materially. So reading these cards contextually, we're looking at a situation that seemed to get off the ground, that you thought was the solution to something, but then sort of fell apart at the seams or hit a real obstacle and the wheels fell off and it didn't go as well as planned. But the energy is returning now. This feels like this cycle of sort of this disruptive cycle is over, and now we're sort of seeing that change. What was lost is returning. So expect your luck to change with regards to whatever situation it was that you stumbled with. It feels like you're going to be able to manifest that again. But with it being the Five of Pentacles, look around you as well to see where that help, because it feels like, it always feels like with this card that there's something, you know, hello, I'm trying to help you and you're ignoring me. So look around and see if you can identify where that source of help is as well, because that could be really beneficial to returning that energy. Where do we go next? We shall go to number 12. Number 12, what do we have? Right, we've got the Knight of Pentacles reversed, and we've got the Four of Swords. So what do these cards mean? Right. This is about needing to slow down and rest, number 12. This is about the need for some healing, mind, body, and spirit. Now, when I see the Knight of Pentacles reversed like this, it's talking about the need to get off the horse, the need to really slow down, the need to almost like stop in your tracks. Yeah, because we're tied to the Four of Swords, which is all about, look at this guy, he's in bed, yeah, and he's having a good rest. He doesn't care that these swords, which are indicative of problems and conflicts and thoughts and worries, he doesn't care that they're hanging over him. He's literally pulled the duvet up and he's like, I'm not dealing with this, just not dealing with it. Now combine that with our Knight of Pentacles, and what we've got is, right, it feels like you need to slow down. You need to get off the horse. You need to admit that you need this duvet day, metaphorically. You really need to practice some self-care. This is also a card of healing. It can also be a card that you see when people are in hospital, but it's not a card that sort of predicts illness. It's talking about that deep rest that's needed, that exhaustion, whether that comes from an illness, from stress, just because you're bloody tired, yeah? But the need is to have a long rest, to really retreat, give yourself that duvet day. And that's confirmed with our Knight. It's like, slow down, get off your horse, whatever it is, these swords, whatever these thoughts and worries are, they're gonna have to wait, because at the moment you're like trying to flog a dead horse comes to mind, but it's like, you know, just you're trying to move forward, and when you're so tired or you're so soul sick or exhausted by something, sometimes it's not productive to keep trying to push forward. It's like better just to go, right, I tell you what, we're just going to leave this now. I need to rest, I need to recharge my batteries. So that's what we're seeing here, the need for you to get off the horse, stop trying to push things, Stop trying to do everything at once and take some well-deserved rest until you feel better. There is no time limit on this. And I know you might think, oh gosh, well, there is, because I've got this to do, this to do, this to do, this to do. Remember, you can't pour from an empty vessel. Yeah. And sometimes it means that things do get done quicker and do get done better because you've taken the time to recharge. So that is a really strong message for somebody who really needs their metaphorical duvet day. And you've had a duvet week, Mr. Steve. I like this. Oh, it was camping in the woods. Awesome indeed. Right, where are we going now? Let's have a look. We'll go to number 4. Number 4, more reversals. This is so strange tonight. So strange. Right, number 4, we've got and we're getting a lot of reverse pentacles as well. So there's a lot of money or practical things going sort of wrong here. We've got the Fool reversed and we've got the Page of Pentacles reversed. So what could these cards mean? Now, these cards could mean lots of different things. Of course they could. The tarot is so nuanced that they could mean millions and millions of different things. Hi wench, how are you doing? But let's have a look at what they might mean for you. Page of Pentacles is often to do with work. And when I see the Page of Pentacles upside down, I think of somebody getting the sack. All right, that's the first thing that comes into my head. But it doesn't have to be that drastic. It can be just mistakes at work or things going wrong at work, or if you don't work, it might be in your work, the work that you have to do. Do you do work around the house? Do you do work in the community? Is the people that you have, it's like responsibilities. It's things that, you know, we have to do, not necessarily paid work, but it often does relate to actual employment. Now, problems, that page upside down could mean that there is an issue with work. So it's always a good thing when you see this card to be extra vigilant. If you're sort of flying by the seat of your pants at work, just watch your back. Yeah. This can also be symbolic of sort of a negative message received to do with work or to do with a work situation. So watch out for things sort of which are jarring at work and could cause potential problems. It's like there's nothing going to say, hi Lulabelle, how are you doing? There's nothing to say, oh, right, this card means you're going to get the sack. All right, because remember, your life is a snowflake. It is unique, and that's because everybody's life is unique. So if I had a tarot card for every single situation, for every single person, I'd be sitting here with like multiple decks, like of millions and millions of cards, and would never be able to shuffle them. So we have to look at generically what these cards could mean to you. So I give you the dots, you have to join them. So we're looking at problem with a work-related activity. Now, this is an interesting card. The Fool, major arcana card, so it's a big influence. Now, this teamed with this. Look how similar these two figures are for a start, both looking in the same direction. All right, now when we see them looking this way, I see them looking back. So they're looking in reflection at this problem. The Fool upside down, the Fool when he's up like this isn't foolish, okay? He's inspirational, creative, he's stepping out on a new adventure. When he's up this way, it's like, whoa, okay, you need to stop just like jumping into things. You need to stop just and think a bit more about what you're doing, because the Fool up this way is foolish, or he is sort of looking before he leaps. If you look at the card, he's actually on the edge of a cliff, this guy, and he's just like happily about to walk over it, and that little dog there is going, right, stop, you're just about to go over the cliff. But he's like, I don't care, I'm just having an adventure. And when he's up this way, he'd literally just like grow one of those wingsuits and just float down. But when he's up this way, when he steps over that cliff, he's going to hit the bottom. So tied with this card, it's saying, right, it's careless action. Yeah, action without thought, doing things without thinking. Now tying it with this, I'm going to say, like, if you are having problems at work, you need to start taking more care. It needs to be sort of starting to, you need to start to cross the T's and dot the I's. Make sure everything's in order. Don't let anything just roll, if you see what I mean. Don't assume that things are going okay, because we don't want to be in this position, okay? This is good. This is inspiring, adventuring. adventures and sort of that confidence. But this could be overconfidence or just assuming that things are okay when in actual fact they're not and you're missing details. All right. So don't be that fool. Don't just sort of plow forward without checking things out. Make sure that you check the details if you've chosen number 4. And you know, it's weird. Like I'm telling you, I feel a bit out of sorts tonight for some reason. Like my words aren't coming out very well and I feel a bit mentally disjointed, I would say. And the cards are all a bit neggy, aren't they? Which is odd. I wouldn't have wanted that for the first evening show, but who am I to complain? The cards are a conduit for the universe. Maybe the universe is slightly off. I thought we had today, it was yesterday was the last day of a Mercury retrograde, so today should have been better. We've got something going on with couple of planets today, a sextile that should have made things like feel much more flowy, but I feel like we've still got some kind of residue going on here because I do feel disjointed. Right, where are we going next? We shall go like let's think, are these going to be positive cards? I hope so. I'm going to go for number 9. Number 9. Right, I'm going to say that these are relatively positive. These aren't as bad as the other ones. Not that the other ones are horrendous, they're just a little bit icky. What do we have here? We've got the King of Pentacles and we've got the 9 of Wands. So if you've chosen number 9, I feel like you are a wounded soldier in that you've been through a lot and it's starting to feel like it's starting to weigh heavily on you. You're starting to carry that energy forward. It's about, when you see this card, it's like somebody who's fallen down a lot of holes, somebody who's had to fight through a lot of things, somebody who's been through a lot of hardship, but they're still standing tall. They're still standing there like, I am still here. I am strong. Resilience is a key word with this card, but it can also feel like you can also feel battle weary. Now, the message with this King of Pentacles is quite nice. It's saying, okay, you've been through a lot of battles, but what we have ahead of you is the King of Pentacles. So you're going to win, especially if this, again, we've got Pentacles, especially if this is to do with finances, practicality, living arrangements. It feels like your battle is nearly at an end. So it's like, stand down, soldier. You can get ready to drop your guard. You can get ready to drop those barriers down. Now, if your question that you sort of have in your mind was more to do with relationships, this might be, all right, you can let your guard down now because you're in a position. That King of Pentacles is trustworthy, is somebody who can be trusted. It's a position of success. So if we're looking at money, it's like, okay, your struggles are coming to an end. You can put that barrier down because you're heading for success. If we're looking at more relationships, it's like, okay, you can trust this person. You can drop those walls that you've put around your heart because again, we're looking at success. So however, whatever question you have, whatever that is sort of relating to, these are good cards. But the key point is you've been through a lot and it's caused you to put up walls or to put up barriers. And so it's like a little reminder that you can sort of put that load down, a little bit like the 10 of Wands, where you can put it down now. You can rest a little bit. You don't need to stand guard. This would be a card that would be associated with PTSD, with hypervigilance, with that state of constantly assessing for threats. And teaming it with our King, the contextual reading would be, it's okay to trust. It's okay to stop that hypervigilance. It's okay to just relax a little bit because the worst is over. The worst is behind you. And we see a 9, we're looking at towards the end of the suit. So it's like the worst has happened. The worst is behind you. And when we go to the number 10 from here, we're seeing again symbolism of putting down burdens, emotional baggage and things like that. So stand down, soldier, because there's a successful ending in sight for you now. Where do we go from there? Let's go to number 1, 2, 3, 4. Number 5. Number 5. Oh, hello, number 5. What do we have here? We've got a devil reversed and the 7 of Swords reversed. Tricky, tricky cards. What do these mean? Right. Toxicity. This is what our devil reversed is sort of a little tap on the shoulder going, what is it that you're tied to? What is the devil on your back that you need to get rid of? Now, this Seven of Swords reversed as well, reading it in context with the devil, comes out as quite a negative card. It's about dishonesty, and it can be about deceiving yourself. Now, with the devil, first of all, you have to identify what the devil is to you. So it's toxic. Is it a toxic relationship? Is it an addictive habit? Is it a repeating pattern of behavior that's holding you back? Is it something that you want to leave behind because it no longer serves you, but you keep cycling back? You keep doing the same thing. What is that saying that it's, you can't keep doing the same thing and expecting a different result? Because the same lesson is just going to be chucked at you every single time. Now, when you look at that card, the devil card, we've got this couple here in the nude, and they are chained to the devil. Now, the symbolism here is, if you look, you can't see, but their chains are really loose, and it means that this symbolizes that they are basically there by their own will. See, I can't get my words out tonight. They're there of their own making. They could literally slip their chains and walk away from the devil, but with this reversal, it's like super telling you that it's a stagnating situation. It's like you could have left it, you didn't leave it. You should have walked away from it, you didn't walk away from it. So you're still tied to it. You're still letting this affect you, and it's something that needs to be put to bed once and for all. You need to cut these chains with the devil on your back in order to move forward. Now, what we have as well is this dishonesty card, which talks about the fact that, who are you deluding? Is it yourself that you're not sort of being truthful with, or is it somebody else? Are you pulling the wool over somebody else's eyes? You'd see these cards. This is a bit tricky. You might see these cards if you're dealing with like somebody who was addicted to a substance and they were lying to the people around them about it. I'm not saying that anybody here is addicted to any substance. I'm giving you a literal interpretation, because with the cards being generic, you have to see how they work with your particular situation. So we need to look at where the dishonesty is and what the toxicity is, and then you need to cut the ties with the toxic thing and leave it behind, because what we want is this card in an upright position, which is, it becomes less than dishonesty. It becomes more like being able to plan, being able to scheme. I can't think of the word again. I'm really struggling with my words. Is it because it's the evening? I just don't know. But this becomes somebody who's good at planning, good at scheming, good at making plans, all right? But that's being blocked by that connection with the devil on your back, and it becomes this, it's a card of dishonesty now. It's a card where you're not being truthful with yourself or somebody else. So we need to address that situation so that you can plan to move forward away from the toxicity. Right, where do we go from here? I'm gonna have a drink of it's orange squash, and I've had to put it in a tea mug or coffee mug because I got so sick the last 2 times I've used a glass on TikTok. I've got all these warnings about my stream might have alcohol in it or something. So it's actually orange squash, but it's in a coffee mug, just so I don't anger the TikTok gods. Talking of which, let's have a look and see what's going on TikTok. It says I have 4 viewers. Hurrah. Right, where do we go from here? We're going to go to number 6. Number 6, right. Oh, we've got the 3 of Swords and we've got the 8 of Cups reversed. This is almost similar to that Devil and 7 of Swords, but it's quite poignant. If you've chosen number 6, my heart goes out to you, because it feels like you have a broken heart, or there's something that's happened that's given you an awful lot of pain, and it's something that you should have left behind, but you're still attached to it in your heart. Your heart is still going through this. Your soul is still replaying this pain that's been caused to you in the past. Because remember, the 8 of Cups is one of my favorite cards in the deck, because what we've got here is this guy just goes, I've had enough of this. I'm leaving this behind. And off he trots towards the mountains. When we see mountains in the tarot, we know that there's a challenge, all right? But he's like, I'm going to take this head on. I'm going to go up those mountains. I'm going to leave this toxic situation behind, head for the hills. And then we see this beautiful sun, because once he gets to the top of those mountains, he's heading in a better direction. He can also look back on his life and realize, wow, that's where I made that mistake. That's what I should have done. That's where I went wrong. So it gives you that perspective when you're at the top of the mountain, yeah? But when we see this like this way up, it's like there's something that you should have left. There's something that you should have walked away from. And when we read this card contextually with the Three of Swords, it's talking about something that's hurting you, something that broke your heart, something that's caused that rift inside you, that thing that really you hark back to in your mind. It feels like even if you physically left somewhere, even if you walked away from something, even if you stopped doing something, stopped talking to somebody, left a relationship, whatever it is, you're still there spiritually. You still haven't left it behind. And then it will still continue to do you harm. You'll still continue to feel this brokenheartedness, sadness, because you're still there, because you're still connected to it on an energetic level. So what do we do about it? Now, the good news is with the Three of Swords, because it's a notoriously difficult card, the Three of Swords, because where you can see it's a pierced heart, yeah, and it's about that being stabbed in the heart by pain. But good news, it's a three. Threes are about change. They're about being able to move forward. When I think of threes, I think of when male and female come together, they make a third thing sometimes. So it's like making something out of nothing. It's creating something new. So I like to see this card in my head, the little vision that I have going on in my third eye area, where I see little, I don't know, little narratives of the cards, is that you're being handed, or you've been given three swords, two of which have been stuck in your heart, all right, not good. But the third sword, I always see the third sword as being pulled out and handed to you. And it's like, right, now it's up to you to change what's happened to you. It's about you taking action. It's about you taking that third sword and cutting the ties with whatever broke you, all right, because it has to be left behind. We want to see you as the Eight of Cups this way up, striding towards those mountains. They might seem like it's going to be a hard journey, but when you get to the top, it's worth it. Yeah, so take that third sword, number 6, cut those ties with whatever it is in your past that still hurts you, and stroll on up to the mountains, because there's a beautiful sunset or sunrise, whichever you prefer, that's right over those mountains and within your reach. Right, where do we go from here? Let us go to number, I think we're going to go for number 10. Number 10, we've got a Queen of Swords and we've got a King of Wands. So what do these cards mean? Right, we've got a situation of feels like there's a power struggle going on here. It feels like there's a struggle between intellect and energy, between somebody wanting to take control of your life. This is a bit like the first cards that we had, and you sort of being very, very stubborn and holding on to it yourself. Now, the Queen, let's look at the Queen of Swords first. The Queen of Swords is somebody who is highly intelligent, perhaps not book smart, but somebody who can like take control of a room, somebody who's good with words, somebody who knows their stuff, somebody who's in charge, somebody who takes no shit, somebody who speaks their mind. Okay, she's not worried about saying what she wants. But then we've got the King of Wands coming along. Now we've got air and fire here, so these two are compatible, but we've got sparks. All right, we've got sparks. What happens when you add air, oxygen to fire? You get a lot more fire. Yeah, it burns brighter, but it's intense. Now, because we've got a king and a queen, it's like we've got a pairing here, but we've also got a rivalry, and we've got perhaps a battle for power, a battle for control. So if you chose number 10, there could be an area in your life where it feels like there's a push me pull you battle going on for who's on top, who's controlling, who's in charge, who if you saw this in and you were thinking of a relationship question, it would be that situation where, in a relationship, there's always sort of struggle. There's always a balance that's going on between two people. It's rarely sort of comes together and it's very balanced. It always seems to be tipping from one way to the other. And this is a literal example of these two cards together. It's like the king with his fire and the queen with her air. The king with his energy and enthusiasm, and the queen with her forthrightness and ability with words and ability to, she can run rings around this king, but he can burn lots and lots of fires and set sort of paths of inspiration burning. So it's, which way do you go? Who wins this struggle between the King of Wands and the Queen of Swords? Now, it's difficult to find the balance here because of how they interact together. And it could well be that this is a really tiring situation. It's like there's so much energy going on here that it could wear you out. So I think the message from these cards is to accept that perhaps these two need to not come apart as such, but there needs to be some kind of reckoning. There needs to be an understanding between them that one of you is good at something and one of you is good at something else, or perhaps you can't agree on something, or perhaps you need to share power over something. But it feels like it's this balance that needs to be addressed more. I don't think it's ever going to be sort of entirely balanced, but at the moment with these two cards, we're like up, down and up, down. Yeah. So we'll leave that one there. Bailey, is 3 out? Yes, 3 was out. Bailey, just to revisit 3 quickly here, we had something that had started and stalled. So it was an opportunity that perhaps started off really well, but then fell apart. But that opportunity, the energy is returning to you. So whatever it is that you lost, because it's Pentacles, it feels a little bit financial, and it feels like that could be returning to you now. But look around for help. Right, where were we? We're going to go to what number is this even? I am so out of sorts. Number 8. What's going on? Maybe I drank too much coffee because I feel like a bit anxious. Okay, number 8, we've got the 3 of Wands and we've got the Hierophant. So what do these cards mean? We've got expansion, we've got progress, we've got change. We've got a 3. Threes are change. Threes are, remember what I just said about the 3 of Swords, when the male and female come together and they sometimes make a baby. It's like making something from nothing. That 3 of Wands, look at this guy. He's like standing there like, right, I've got these 2 wands, but now I've got a 3rd one. What am I going to do with that? And he looks over a new horizon because he's making plans. He's making plans to change, and he's making like plans to expand, plans to get bigger, plans to, if this was about business, if your question was about business and finances or something to do with that, it would be like, right, where are you going with it? What is your progress? What are you going to do next? Build on what you have. Now, teaming that card with the Hierophant, and this is about structure. This is about big organization. This is about the road well traveled. This is about taking a traditional route. This is about applying sort of a rigid structure to that expansion. So whatever your plans are to progress, whatever sort of changes you're thinking about and things that you're about to do, what you need to do is employ the Hierophant sort of rigid structure in doing it. So this is about creating a to-do list. This is about making a tick list. This is about approaching things in a methodical way in order to get where you need to get. I think the message from these cards is like, yes, you're going to expand, you're going to progress, you're going to make some changes and move on, but don't do it haphazardly. Yeah, take this energy and be organized about it. Now, I could do with some organization for sure, and it doesn't come easily to me, but it's often a really good thing to do, isn't it? To take control, to operate in that more rigid and structured way, rather than just sort of galloping in sort of gung-ho and expecting everything to work out. So if you're making plans to change, make sure you go about them in a structured way. Make sure that you're using a rigid sort of format to move forward, making sure that you're ensuring everything's covered. like dotting the I's, crossing the T's, that sort of thing. Especially if this is to do with travel, because we've got you looking over the horizon here, so it could be to do with travel as well. If it's travel that you're planning, if the change is to do with travel, make sure that you've checked out everything organizationally. That would be like making sure that you've got the right visas, making sure that passports are in date, making sure you've double checked the flights, making sure that you've got that rigid control over everything. Good cards, good cards. Right, we'll go finally to number 7. Number 7, what do we have here? We've got the King of Swords and we've got our 5 of Swords back. Right, what do we have here? What we've got is the need to rectify a situation. Now, this really ties in with the collective reading that I did to start with, which also contained the 5 of Swords, but it didn't contain the King of Swords. Now, I think this is a real emphasis on the message. If you've chosen number 7, this is again about putting on your big boy pants this time. So we've got a king, but if you're a girl, you can still wear boys' pants. Yeah, it's about putting on those pants and making good a situation that you regret. It's about dealing with a regret from the past and putting it right, but doing it from a position of power, accepting responsibility for it, accepting blame, perhaps accepting that you are perhaps the person who needs to reach out, accepting that you have the power. Now, the King of Swords is masterful. He is good with words. He's good at talking. He's good at communication. He's good at getting his message across, at reaching out to somebody and putting things right. But he's the person, he would be like, even if that person that he's apologizing to was being a bit flippant about it or wasn't ready to accept the apology, he would be that humble person who put it in writing, who approached that person, who put his, who made his point to them, about what that regret was from the past and addressed it. It's like bringing it out into the open. The swords, king and queen, they never sort of swallow down what they need to say. It's like being able to speak confidently, being able to speak boldly, being able to say what you need to say, but in a controlled way, having mastery over it, having sovereignty over it. So what is it that you regret about the past? What is it you've perhaps done that needs to be put right? This 5 of Swords is a really poignant card, I think, when it comes to dealing with conflict and dealing with things that have happened in the past. And it talks about that need to make amends. And that King of Swords is saying, okay, be the king, put on the big boy pants and take the responsibility for making a change. So that's the end of the pick a card style bit of the stream. So what we're going to do now, if there are any questions, then if you put QQQ in front of your question, and if we've got any questions, then I can go through them now. I haven't seen any, so I could be in for an early finish for the first evening show. Let me just have a scroll up here. I don't know what's wrong with me tonight. I've just felt so weird. It could be too much coffee though, I have to say, but I feel like really anxious. And I can't see any QQQs either, which is nothing new. Oh no, I just clicked on something. Whoa, what happened there? Oh no, there we are, we're back. Nothing's running smoothly, is it? At least the internet's holding out so far. I've just said that and it'll probably fall to bits now. I'll just check TikTok if we've got any questions on there. I don't think so. All I can see is KLG like in the live. Okay, I can't see any questions. What we're going to do then is we're going to have a look at an oracle card instead, and then I shall leave you in peace. So I thought that we would have a look at an oracle card and get some guidance for the days ahead. So what I did is I used the Healing Spirits Oracle, which is one of my favorite oracles because I illustrated it for Hay House Publishing, written by a guy called Gordon Smith, who's a really well-known medium. So he channeled, I think there's 3 sets of spirits that he channeled and made sort of, I think there's 48 cards in here, each with its own unique message. And this is an oracle which is more about giving you guidance for how to deal with life and life's issues. Yeah, so it's like one of those oracles that you'd pull a card from every morning, or whenever you just wanted to get a message from spirit. So this card that you can see I pulled before the stream, and it's called, oh, I've remembered my glasses, so I've done something right tonight. This card is called Natural Healing Power. Now, I don't know the descriptions off by heart, so I am going to just read this for you from the lovely book that you get with the Oracle deck. By the way, if you wanted to own this Oracle deck, you could buy it from my website, skyspirit.co.uk. Right, Natural Healing Power. The best way to bring healing and balance back into a life that is out of sorts is to spend a day in nature. Healing spirits and helpers work hand in hand with Mother Nature, and the goodness and compassion they share is in everything she has to offer. Beauty can be found in everything that is natural, and everything that is natural has the power to heal. Spirit healers and helpers can get closer to you when your mind is open to the natural world, and this is why you must allow yourself to wander in a place where your mind can relax and the healing spirits can fill you with much needed peace. Rejoice in nature's vast garden. So, looks like camping is on the menu for everybody then. Some natural healing with nature as your nurse. So I hope that was some help and some guidance. As I said, you can buy those cards from my website if you like. Right, I think I'm going to call this a night. Hi Pam, how are you doing? I've just noticed you there because I do feel like I need a rest, and I don't know why everything just feels like it's, I don't know, I just feel like I can't get my words out tonight. It must be a planetary alignment, but thank you for being here with me, and I shall see you. I'm going to do Wednesday's stream in the evening again, so we're going to go for 7 o'clock in the evening on Wednesday. So if you're watching live, then please join me then. If you are watching either recorded and live and you're not subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. It doesn't cost you anything, it takes you a second, and it makes me a very happy bunny. So I hope you have a fantastic couple of days, and I will see you hopefully on Wednesday, and stay weird.